Like one thing is like the term blue blood that comes from these these ancient families that have this the DNA of these certain where people, I think it is at the reptilian is what I've heard, that is what makes it blue blood. I don't know. I don't know that accurately enough, but there's something about the blue blood is what makes these people think that they're different than us, that make them, and it's so funny because I've heard that kind of thing, that term so many times throughout my life, like the blue blood, like they're like the more elite, the blue-blooded people or something. But I always kind of took it as just like, oh, they're talking about like rich people or something. But the blue blood thing has some significance to their link to these other beings. And so, as far as I understand, like there's been so much talk about like the reptilians as being bad, which there's going to be good and bad, just like the humans, like you can see right now. We got good and bad. So I don't think that we can group them all together. The draconian, from what I understand, that group is very militant, that they are, I don't even know if they have an actual planet. They may have destroyed their planet in war, and that's why they're going out always trying to take over other planets. But I think they are more of, ships or invaders, like pirates, pirates of space. But the draconians are very militant kind of group. And then you have, so the reptilians, I think that there's, both good and bad. I don't think, all reptilians are, evil and want to kill us. I think that they had information. They were coming in the very beginning of our human history to try and be a part of the group that was helping to help us evolve. And they were, from what that one guy on initiation talks about, because he says he can remember being here, being there. He's had visions of it all, and the stuff he gives, I say he's right on. But they would be with groups of women teaching them about motherhood and connection and birthing and stuff. Like they were doing things to try and help humans become better. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're all bad. There could be some that were here and they got the idea of power, and we know there's shapeshifters, but that is all beings who have control over. It's not the same. Like our consciousness is waking up to learn to have this kind of control, and that's where this whole thing gets so gray in this with the event, with the planetary system moving and propelling us somewhere else, and the solar event, and everybody's saying we'll be light bodies. And I mean, to me, a light body is a dead body. So I don't know, I'm curious to see how this is really going to play out. But no matter what, I mean, there is no death, and the earth is going to be heaven on earth. So in three-dimensional life, then yeah, maybe that is ending and we are going into what they call fifth dimensional. And it is going to be very different, and you will have so much more control, just like in a dream. You could morph yourself in being different, looking different and stuff. So yeah, that is I think how shape-shifting works. So we'll have more abilities to do those things. Right now, there's a lot of, trapped by these bodies. People are so focused. That's how they can be so tricked. So then you have like the Orion people. They were involved in trying to help us. And you have the Palladians. The Palladians, I guess they have a lot of connection with us. There was things that they did way back that then had a karmic repercussion. So they're trying to fix some stuff. And that's why I talk about, You know, when people think like, oh, I can do this and, you know, just die and it all goes away. No, not only will it go with you, but the repercussions of what you've done will follow you as well. And if those repercussions go for generation after generation after generation, depending on your crime against whoever, then that follows you. So, you know, and, you know, I mean, you can ask the Palladians about that, because we will be interacting with these people soon, like on a level where we, you know, are friendly with them, hang out, talk, go to their planet and check it out. You know, they come here. And so there will be, but, you know, if you don't understand all these things, like maybe they'll be able to help you understand more. But yeah, when you take an action, like me right now, I've taken an action in this life as Kelly. This thing I'm doing right here, that is putting this information out here, is giving me an attachment to, you know, different people and how it will affect, you know, essentially the world. And you know, so you karmically get attached to that, just like how Jesus is attached. People still call this guy back, you know, Jesus, please come back, save me, Jesus, 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 because this guy came and tried to give people information of how to live better and get connected to God, and you would find peace and happiness. So, you know, now he's, you know, he's karmically attached to this. You know, I don't know, does he even really have a choice? Can he at this point say, hey, you know, quit calling me, I'm busy, I'm living some other lives up here, you know? So whatever you do in this life, you know, not only are you being watched, but there is no getting away with anything. And your effects from what you do is much larger than what you've been led. So it's really important to step back and think about what you do. But so the Pleiadians have a lot of attachment to what's going on right now. And they have a lot, that's why there's so many people right now who are channeling Pleiadians and stuff. They're doing everything they can to communicate. They're, you know, they're trying to redeem what happened in the past. And, you know, we haven't got to learn all our full history. You know, it's just now coming out that Christopher Columbus never stepped foot on American soil. And I learned that when I was in Barcelona doing one of the bike tour. Oh my God, it was so fun. I love that bike tour. Oh, and I love the girl. Oh, she was such a character. She was so charismatic and so knowledgeable. Oh my gosh, she knew so much. It was just very, very interesting. But that was the first I had ever heard. Christopher Columbus has never even been to America. And they know. I mean, they're the ones who are sending these guys out, paying for their trips. So they have the logs and stuff. So, yeah, wow. I mean, when you start getting into, like, the outlandish lies. I mean, the moonwalk, who shot Kennedy, like, 9/11 just was an accident. The condo in Florida was an accident. Like, it's crazy. But anyways, so the Pleiadians are real involved, and they're, you know, actually trying to communicate with a lot of people. Like, if you go and you sit and meditate and you put that out there, like telepathy, you know, you start talking to them and asking them for information, relax yourself, they'll communicate with you. They'll start, you know, telling you. You have to go in and ask. They're not going to, you know, invade your brain and start filling it unless you ask them for information. But it's important to them right now to be communicating. Then there's some inner earth beings too. There's tons and tons of beings, but I'm talking about ones that are very significant in what's going on right now. So these inner earth ones, they say that they are us from the future. And, you know, time is so weird. But so they are also, they're going into big rooms that are just meditation rooms. They're in these, they kind of look like, this information was from Corey Good. He's one of the whistleblowers for Secret Space Program. And you can find more of those guys too. I mean, they've repressed a lot of information. Corey Goode is like his connection with David Wilcock and being able to get so much of this information out. And the show Cosmic Disclosure has stuff. Gaia Channel has a lot of stuff. I don't know how, but there's even people though who have left Gaia Channel who felt like the information was being controlled. So anyways, he said when he went, he was taken down there, and when he was down there, these people are old. They use crystals. I mean, they don't look old. They are like it seems like that I don't remember if he knew the ages, but it seems like that these people definitely live way longer than us and look young, even though they're old. So, but that's where we're headed to. That's what we're headed to right now with the new technology that's coming with these med beds and stuff. That's all based on this frequency and I think some kind of ultraviolet lights or something. But it's it's technology that is advanced. It's been withheld from us. So anyways, these beings all are in this big room, like a giant room, and they're in these like bubble kind of things, he said. And they're just in there in meditation, trying to communicate constantly, trying to get information out there because it's very vital what's going on to get humans to wake up to, their consciousness. So those ones, the Orions, the Orions and the Syrians, they are two different groups, and I think one is more like they run their place on more of a spiritual, and one is more of a technology. And so they all want to share what's working for them. So all these different beings, they want to share what's working for them is what is going to really propel us into the Jetsons. Which growing up watching the Jetsons, it was like, why are we not the Jetsons yet? Like, how do we keep staying so far back? Like, shouldn't we be way up here? And but they started holding stuff back from us, and holding back technology, holding back knowledge, holding back money, holding back information, creating chaos. So we have a lot of different beings out there right now that, people are saying they're surrounding us in their ships. They're all around us. We can't see them because they can show themselves if they want to show themselves. They don't have to. Like, it's not like what we think, like a big old bulky spaceship is going to go through and then it will just sit there. No, it's only going to be there if it wants to be seen. Because their ships are even some sort of organic kind of vessel, like a travel vessel that is also alive. So, but that's how they can move, like where they're telling us like something is, 200,000 light years away or something, and they can just go boom and then be there. So that's all the stuff we're headed for. And there is a lot of aliens who are very involved, and that's not even considering other ones that we don't even know about, because there's so many out there. I mean, you got the aquatic ones, and I think some of the stuff that goes on in the ocean, like there's been attacks. There's a reason why there started being the folklore of mermaids and stuff like that. There was a reason. And there's great intelligence in the ocean. We can see with whales, with octopus, with dolphins. Like, there's tons of knowledge. I think it's called octopi if you talk multiple, not octopuses. I think it's, who knows? I don't know. So anyways, I just wanted to say, like, people are so scared of aliens, thinking like, oh, there's just the grays. That's real. The grays are out there, and the little grays. Those are, little AI creatures for the grays, because the grays are so sickly that they've only been trying to save themselves. From what I understand, that they have been taking humans to get DNA and stuff because they've been trying to create a hybrid so that they can continue to carry on because they're dying. That wherever it was that they're, like I've said before, it's very important you will adapt to your environment. And that's why we have some of these, like draconians or the grays or whatever. Their environments have been destroyed and in wars because these people have been battling it out in space, trying to take each other over. That's why they have so much knowledge to share, because they have overcome things, And but I think that there's some that their primary place they live now is just on ships, and they try and go in and take over places. The Greys are trying to save themselves by creating hybrids because there's a lot of humanoids out there, and I think they think they can continue if they take a more humanoid, because it's more adaptable. I would guess, because we have a lot of different. But I don't know, because it has to do with oxygen, it has to do with mineral content in water. There's so much stuff, with the different planets and how the beings adapt and then the change. Like, I mean, there's stuff going on this one right now, and if it weren't this this transition into the golden age, then it probably would be that we would just end up being destroyed here, I mean, they're doing everything they can to destroy humans and destroy the planet. So, but anyways, for people who are just so scared, like aliens are just these scary creatures and they're just out there and they're going to come and they're going to hurt us, that is not at all. They're just like us, just beings living on their planets, having their experiences. They're connected to us because our souls are all connected, because we don't just, incarnate here. We have, there's a lot of people here right now who have family who are on other planets right now, but they're on mission right here, right now, to spread the word, to help people to become enlightened so that they can ascend during this harvesting time. And, the harvest is not all souls will, move up and be, ascend. And, ascending is, it gives you more power as a soul. Like, you have more awareness of who and what you are. You have more abilities and you are broader thinking. So, I don't know. But not every soul's ready for ascension. But anyways, that's what's going on. And, all of these different space creatures are there to assist. They aren't there to kill us. So, anyways, I think that the more that people can go in and try and learn about aliens, and there's, lots of programs, and there's a lot of people you can go out and try and find who are whistleblowers to the secret space program. I mean, the Trumpster went in right away and started with Space Force, and everybody just, cracked up and thought, this guy's such a nut job. But he was letting us know, yeah, we need a Space Force, guys. And I think a lot of what they're doing now has to do with the information in the satellites and control with that kind of stuff. But I don't think it's, like our militant, draconian ship pirates that are going out to try and take over the rest of the other planets. It's just to let us know, like, there's stuff going on out there in space, and, to the point we have a Space Force, and people, it is just so surprised. There were so many things that he said that were such disclosure, and people just would sit back and laugh and think he was so crazy. I was like, oh man, I'm laughing at you because you don't have any awareness at all. You're like the bully on the playground. And, you might want to go look into some stuff. because, you know, all this stuff is true. And anyways, there's a lot of stuff about aliens. There's lots of people who are out channeling them, who are deeply connected, and they are trying to pass information. You've got to use your own discernment. You know, you can't just trust, oh, because this person said this, that means it's the absolute truth. Like, even with the stuff I say, if it doesn't align with you, it doesn't align with you. You know, you don't force something. There's lots of information out there. You go out and search for your information that does align with you, that does make sense. Don't try and force things to make sense. Either they make sense or they don't make sense. But we're all going to see things on different level. We're all going to have different connections. So there's somebody out there who would be speaking to you that would, that you would be like, oh, I get it now. This makes sense. So anyways, I just thought, you know, that could be important for people to just stop seeing aliens as monsters and creepy creatures of this space that are out to eat us and kill us. There is people out there who, you know, live off human meat. But it's our own people who have sold us to those people. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. But, okay, I just wanted to get that out there. So, have a great day.